Sup nerds, I'm Tom.
I'm Wes.
Go, go, Power Rain! Legally distinct.
Two quick things to get out of the way before we get really into the meat and potatoes of the video. First off is that this is a prototype we are working with, so a lot of the language will change. There may be some small tweaks to the rules, the art, how the game plays. We haven't seen everything the game has to offer. There's all kinds of cool stuff that could come out, expansions to the game, but we did get a really good look at the core mechanics of the game, how it works, and how great it is.
Also, this video is brought to you by GameToppers. GameToppers is the sponsor of Neverboard Gaming, has been for years. It's what we're filming on right here. It's what we play most of our games on. It's absolutely phenomenal. It goes right on top of your table. He has playmats and accessories. It's wonderful. Check him out. Link in the description box down below.
So if you're ever familiar with what a deck building game is, just to get it out of the way really quick, you typically start with a set hand of cards that have attack and purchasing on them. You can use the purchasing to buy better cards from a display out here. In this game, it's called the River. Those cards will go into your discard pile, and then once you've gone through your starting deck, you will shuffle your discard pile. It now becomes your deck, and so that the cards you are drawing, while you are still drawing those base cards, you will get better and better cards that you will draw up into to play and do better things with. Really quick and simple of what a deck builder game is. I absolutely love that mechanic. It's one of my favorite styles of game. And the twist that this game has on it is that you have your main guy, and there are several different main guys that have a ability on them that you can trigger during your turn. But the cards you are buying become like appendages to your mech that you're building. So every card has an icon on it that shows you where it will fit onto your main guy to be like extra arms and legs. And when they are attached, you don't discard them at the end of your turn. Because typically when you play a card, at the end of your turn, you'll discard everything. If it is attached to your main guy, it will stay on for subsequent turns until it is either defeated in battle or you decide to swap it up and upgrade it for something better.
Whenever you play those cards, you get those abilities on there. Think of them like a base in Star Realms, if you've played that, where they're sitting there out there. They have an ability, but they're also sort of like protecting you. They have their little defense symbol, and when a player comes to attack you, they're going to basically attack you through one of your appendages, right? So they're going to choose one thing, they're going to attack that thing, and the overflow damage is going to go to you as your total health.
Think like trample and magic.
Yeah, think of like trample and magic. Everything's game speak. But also, you're going to get those abilities from the appendages every single turn. This game has that like everything's broken, so nothing's broken.
Yeah.
But like you're going to be playing cards and you're going to be like, wow, that's pretty freaking strong what I get to do there. And like, so does every other card, and so is what your opponent's going to do back to you, but you're going to have like a big swing turn, and then they're going to have a big swing turn. Like, I was just sitting there, I was like, I'm going to draw 4 cards on my turn. Oh, look, these 2 cards let me draw cards. Like, you're just like, bam, 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 bam. And honestly, it does give you that feeling of like again, legally distinct Power Rangers, Voltron. I mean, I don't watch a lot of anime, but I'm going to guess Gundam or
anime
Evangelion.
Insert anime here. Because you are building up your mech and making him stronger and stronger, and there's all different colors to the appendages you can get. And while you can attach any color to your main guy, if you can get all 4 appendages to be the same color as your main guy, he goes to like the ultra version, and you flip him over, and his special ability is way stronger. Mm-hmm. And then once you lose one of those appendages, he flips back over. So of course, especially in like a multiplayer game, you become everyone's target of like, we gotta shut that down. Go after that guy. And
like Wes said earlier, there's lots of different things in here that we didn't even get to play. We really just got like the base game, which you know, it happens when prototypes. Sometimes we just get like a sample, so to speak, right? And actually, I mean, we didn't get a sample. We got a lot of the extra stuff. We got a sample of the rules, so we don't know how to do these.
But we got to look at those. They look really cool.
They look super sweet. There's like Mothra, legally distinct Mothra in here type things. You know, there's lots of cool extra stuff. But I mean, who doesn't like big monsters and big kaijus and big Voltron robots? Like, that is a era of just like pop culture and nerddom that is just always fun.
I kicked him! That was me, right? Uppercut!
I do think you're talking about the combos and everything strong, because you'll have like, well, this arm gives me +1 to all of my appendages, this one gives me +2 to all my appendages, and then Tom's like, well, this one gives you -3 to all your appendage. Like, so there's so much like, oh, I'm at +4, -5, like, it's it's really fun trying to figure out which appendage you want to take out, because you're like, ooh, if I take out, this is a pretty weak one, so I do a lot of damage to you. But also, like, that 8 defense arm you have is a super strong ability that I don't want you to have that ability next turn, so maybe...
I want to take that out, but I either really want to take out that big guy that helps you a lot, or I want to hit the tiny one so I get a lot of trample damage to actually take you down, which is the whole point. You can also win, actually, by getting your health up to, like, 100 or something like that.
You start at 50 health, you win by either being the last person standing, by eliminating all your opponents down to 0, or if you can get your own health up to 100, which sounds... crazy, but I guess if that's the strategy you're going for.
I mean, if you can put up enough big cards early on, where it's hard for people to break through them, I guess.
There are some interesting decisions too, because the appendages, one, if you get like 3 right arms in your hand at once, you're like, oh, which one do I want to keep for later? Do I want to keep the one that's like better for comboing, or keep the one that's going to be stronger defense? But then also, if you go to replace a limb, you can't, like, so if I have a right arm, and then I want to play a new right arm onto it, I have to get rid of the right arm I currently have, and I don't get its ability. Yeah. So you have to decide, like, oh, do I want to just play this? Because you could play the appendages as just regular cards like you would in any deck building game that they discard at the end of your turn. So those decisions are also really fun, of trying to figure out, like, what's the best way to actually structure this kaiju? Which cards do I want to have attached for every turn versus which cards do I want to just play and be gone? There's
I think again, we're not 100% certain if this is the exact way it's going to work in the final, but it was like, there was one time where I was like, I'm going to attach this arm, because I want this arm attached, and this lets me draw a card, and I draw a new card, and I was like, kind of want to attach this arm instead.
Yeah, but I can't,
maybe
because
should I have not chosen that? I'm assuming you have to choose it right then, but like, there's... And the reason why we're saying that these are tough decisions is because, again, a lot of these cards are real good, so you're going to be having tons of real strong cards, and you want to do all of them.
So if you nerds like deck building games as much as I do, or if this all sounds really fun to you, there will be a link to the crowdfunding campaign in the description box down below. Definitely check it out. I'm really looking forward to see what all they add to this game, what it grows into, because even with the prototype, we had a really fun time with it.
If you like robot animals, because that's one thing we didn't mention, a lot of these are like very animal themed. Again, feels super Power Rangers-esque. Cool mechs coming together. You can't keep the drones. They form a Voltron robot.
You can't keep the drones. They turn into a little Voltron robot. They're awesome.
But yeah, really fun, colorful, great art, super cool mech robot animal games sound interesting to you. We're going to put a link down there below. Also, it's going to be a link for GameToppers, which is the sponsor of Neverboard Gaming. But also, there's going to be a button down there. You know what that button does when you hit it?